we're kind of fourth wall. I'm not looking at the camera.
No, but you can sort of talk back to it.
Yeah.
So I mean, talk to me, but I'll often sort of say, but because come on, this is something we all think about,
So
isn't it?
We can chat to the viewer.
So yes, include the viewer in it because it's more it's quite casual.
Yeah.
This is what I strive to do. I've been doing a lot of filming the last year with doctors and whoever else, and everybody. I mean, myself included. You know, it's all fine, and you chat, and they're really easily talking or whatever else, and then the thing goes on. And so, you know,
well,
you go into presenter mode or whatever, don't you? And what we all would like to think was presenter mode.
And it's very subtle, isn't it? Which is why good photographers will always snap away when you think they've finished.
Yes,
don't they?
Yes, and that's when you get the nice relaxed bits. Yeah.
Someone said that Christine Keeler shot where she's sitting on the chair was after the shoot.
Really?
A photographer told me that, so I would believe that.
Wow, because it's got that sort of edge of relaxation to it. Yeah. Okay, well let's start. So I'll see. I'm here today with Caroline Goyder, who is a voice coach and author of a new book called Find Your Voice.
New baby.
And not your first book, but I mean a book we all need, I feel.
I think it's a book that we, now in this digital stressed out age, maybe it's come of age.
More than ever, the secret to talking with confidence in any situation. I mean, do you find among the people you coach there's an element of, because we're all using technology so much, we're not doing old-fashioned, using our voice communication, really? Okay.
I think, so what I'm noticing is that firstly, people are being asked to show up on video and make podcasts and all of that stuff, pressure.
Yeah.
Secondly, we're spending lots of time, as you say, writing on our devices, so we're not speaking as much.
Yeah.
And thirdly, our devices make us hold our breath.
Yeah. It holds my breath while I consider my response. Yes, this is fascinating. Now, is it Linda Stone who's done the research on this?
Yes.
I have been reading it.
Screen apnea, yeah.
Really interesting. Screen apnea. So, because apnea is like when you're any kind of breath holding.
Exactly.
Wow. So we hold our breath when we're reading, typing?
Checking messages. So she noticed in a cafe in New York, I think, that when she looked around, people were holding their breath.
Crikey.
And so she researched it.
Terribly well. Bellows breath. and she found this is endemic, that people are... Wow.
Except dancers, musicians, people who've trained their breath.
Oh, okay.
Yogis.
Okay.
So there are people who don't do it, but most of us, I do it without awareness. I definitely do.
And that would surely add to the stress if you're not having that nice breath. So is there a quick fix to that? Is it obvious fix to that? Just be aware of it and breathe through it.
I mean, first just catch it.
Yeah.
But that's it's easier said than done, isn't it? In a way.
Yes, because I find it's only when I then can't say or whatever, you idiot, you're actually not breathing. It's so interesting reading this after a year of trying to. I've been obviously facing the camera much more to talk to people on social media, which is not something I've been very comfortable with. I still find in meetings, I will. I find it really difficult. If there's one of those meetings, everybody says, "Let's go around the table and introduce ourselves." Panicking, my heart is going like this. And you idiot, you've got to say your name. It's not that hard. So it's a question. Is it a question of learning tricks to overcome the things that make us worried when it comes to finding our voice and speaking with confidence?
I just go back to what I had to learn, and I'm the maths teacher who couldn't do maths, so can explain it well, because it was hard for me to learn this stuff. I wasn't
Really?
a natural, no.
Even when you've been teaching it?
When I got to drama school, a few years back, we won't date me, but they said to me, you haven't got any presence, your voice isn't centered, you're breathing in your upper chest, your diaphragm is like a shelf, I think was one of the feedback. And so I've unpicked it.
Gosh.
And I've had to learn, when someone says you have no presence, actually that's not identity. that's crushing. It's quite crushing.
Okay.
So I've had to learn it, and it's behavioural. There are some really simple things you can do like before a
And
meeting.
they're all in here,
They're
aren't
all
they?
in there.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you're about to say before a meeting.
Before a meeting, switch off your phone.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
I don't think we can stop ourselves holding our breath. I don't know if I achieve that, so I just turn it off for 5 minutes.
And particularly, yeah, you've got a cautionary tale in there, haven't you, of the executive who before the meeting read something that made her so stressed, she then completely scrambled her way through the pitch and messed it all up.
We've all done it.
Which is very tricky. So we've now talked about several really helpful things. I was going to ask, is there one thing that people ask more than anything else to which you could give a helpful answer? And I'm sorry, because it's always hard to pick one thing out of the whole book's worth, but what's the most common thing?
The thing that everybody asks about, and it's funny because I've got to make a speech tonight and I'm feeling the fear.
Yes, it's your book launch.
Yeah.
You can't be feeling the fear.
I
You've
am.
done TEDx talks watched by millions. I know, I've seen them.
Yes, and so, but what I
And
would
you
say,
can't.
well, yes and no. So the thing that I think I would say to people who are panicking, because firstly, most people panic, it's normal to be nervous. So I'm saying to myself, it's normal to be nervous. And the second thing I would say is if you get yourself really centered before you start, so switch off your phone, and then if you just take a moment to breathe out, feel your feet on the floor, and let the first breath you take before you speak be a really easy, relaxed, hanging out with old friends feeling. Then if you start on that breath, the nervous system is set up for calm. You're in rest and digest with a little bit of adrenaline spiking you.
Yeah, twitching away. But wow, so center yourself first, and then with that lovely feeling of calm, go out there and do it.
Because all speech is out breath.
Yes. Yeah. I laugh because I spent a weekend with my grandmother when I was 3, so my parents tell me, and they brought me back saying that child's going to be a racecourse commentator. She speaks on the in-breath and the out-breath. They haven't had a moment's peace all weekend. But we do need that out-breath, don't we? So we've got to make time to get the breath back in.
Yes, and people don't. The nervous speakers tend to, you hit fight or flight because you're feeling nervous about being stared at by lots of people, quite normal. So you take in a gasp, and that says to your system, run away, they're scary. So then we gallop, and it just makes it worse.
Okay. So, and it always feels when you're speaking, when I'm speaking, that a gap feels terrifying and too long and needs to be filled. And yet people who are listening, they need a break in between
so much
ideas and sentences, don't they?
And it's and I always say to people, if you're worried about this speaking event, think about how you are when you chat with your friends, because we were talking about this on camera as well.
Yes.
Someone's chatting away before they go live, and then suddenly they go live and it changes.
And they all yes.
And speaking's the same, but it doesn't need to be like that.
Okay.
We can, when we learn how to steward our nervous systems, we can, I promise you, show up in front of an audience the way you do with your friends, and that's when it really works.
And this is what you teach people at quite a high level anyway, so and she really does know what she's talking about.
There is a paradox, which is that takes preparation. So the message is not just rock up and be relaxed, because
prepare, know your techniques, and then you can rock up and get centered. And wow, fantastic. Well, good luck tonight.
Oh, thank you
very much. I'm sure it'll be absolutely fantastic. It will. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thanks, Alice.
I'll pop that off and see how we're doing. That's